Good afternoon. Welcome. This is a practical demonstration video for CM3292, and this video concerns the microwave digester. This is the equipment you will use in experiment 2 to dissolve your soil and then hence do your heavy metal analysis. We should just look at both components, and I should introduce the people here. Hannah, no. I'd like to thank Nadia and Li Ping. Of course, I'm Simon, and Fu Man is the person holding the camera. Okay, so this equipment has two parts. The first part is here, which is called a twister, which will demonstrate the use of that to do in a moment. And through the door over here is the actual microwave digester, as this one. We're going to look at these in detail in a few moments. Now, Li Ping is going to take you from start to finish through the type of procedure that you will operate. So over to you, Li Ping.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce you how to use a microwave digester. So before building the microwave digester, we need to assemble our vessels. There are two types of vessels inside. One is a reference vessel, and the rest are the regular vessels.
And how are they different, you think?
Because the reference vessel, right, you can see it's special. There is the temperature well inside, and it will monitor the temperature while when you are doing the microwave digestion.
Okay. And what does the ordinary vessel look like?
The regular vessel is just like this. It's
Perfect.
nothing. Yeah. So all your soils will add into this vessel. Okay. Then after this, we are going to assemble the vessel. Okay. Put the vessel into the sleeve and place the disc on top of it and the spring.
And is it important the spring is that way up?
Yes, it is important because there is a hole. You have to align the hole with this.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
So after this, we are going to put the vessel inside the holder. It's very important here. You have to align the vessel with a knot. Okay. After this, we just screw down a little bit. Then we are going to use the twister to screw tight. Then we open the twister. Okay. Lift the head of the twister and put the vessel in. Okay. Then we align with the slow release button until you can see the screw on the head and the screw on the vessel. They are aligned. Okay. Then we put down. Then we close the vessel and hold on until the green button appears. Okay. Then we are done with this reference vessel.
Okay. So that is now sealed and ready to go.
Yep.
And it will contain the sample and the aqua region.
Yep. Okay. Then we move on to the regular one. They are almost the same. Okay. Put the vessel inside. Put on the disc and the spring. But for the regular vessel, there is additional ring. So just press down the ring. Okay. Then you put the vessels in. For this, right, to make sure that the hole is facing the open space. Then you screw down. Okay. Then we do the same thing here. Align it first. Okay. Then we close it. Okay. Yeah. Then we are done. This is ready for go also. Okay, so now we are going to put this vessel into the microwave.
Okay. Now there are security features with this, aren't there, Leaping?
Yes, we have to open the source of the gap.
So this is the
lock.
This is the microwave digester,
Yeah.
and there are security features on this, I think.
Yes. Once you open it, you cannot open the door, right? And we only can open it until we have entered the prep section. Okay, then now we log in first. Okay, this is a prep session, right? So we just click here. Okay, you hear the sound. Then now we can be open.
And if we look inside, we can see the central pillar with the connections for each of the sample containers.
Yes.
And on the top left, is that the temperature probe, which is covered at the moment?
Yes. Okay, now we are going to load our vessels inside. You can see all the numbers at the base and also on the vessel. So we have to put this according in responding number slot. Okay, so you can see 7 is here and now 8.
And while Leaping is doing that, in your logbooks, your notebooks rather, you will need to record these positions so you know which samples are in which position.
Okay, we will load the regular vessels first and leave the reference vessel at the end.
And they just push onto those little Teflon lugs, do they?
Yes. Okay, now we come to the reference part. Okay, then we take the temperature sensor cover out and this metal piece out first. Okay, this is the temperature sensor which controls the temperature when the rod is going. So take this plastic part, and this is the temperature sensor. Be sure do not touch the metal part, only the brown part and also the rubber. Okay, so let's insert the sensor. Make sure the sensor is not bent. Avoid bending. Okay, then you plug the sensor, the temperature probe, and put the metals in, and make sure the sensor sits well. Okay, then we press the fan button to let the reference vessel go to the back. And then we click to stop it. Okay, this is the cover, and we need to cover it. Make sure all the vessels sit well. Okay, then we click the fan button again to bring the reference vessel back to the front. And click it, stop. Okay, to make sure the temperature sensor sits well. Okay, now we are done for this part. Then we can close the door. Okay, now we are going to the software. Okay, we click the method, then we click the file, we choose which program we are going to use. So for us, we use the default method. Okay, then we load the program. When you click this, you can see all the parameters here. Once it's done, then we can click start.
For your practicals, you'll have a file called CM3292, and so you'll select the program and the parameters will all be in there for you.
Now, then you can press start. Then during the run, right, when you click run, you can monitor all the parameters. T1 is for the temperature of the reference vessel, and the T2 is for the rest of the temperature. Okay. See here, we set the temperature at 50 degrees. So which means the door will be locked until the temperature inside is lower than 50. Okay.
This is for partly a reason that the lower the temperature, the less the wear on the Teflon vessels, for the integrity of the vessels. So don't try and open it before there because you won't be able to.
Okay, then we open the door. The first thing is, okay, click the fan button to make the reference vessel go to the back. And then click it. Okay, then take out the cover. Now you can take all the regular vessels out. Then again, click the fan button to bring the reference back to the front.
And we have to do that to protect the temperature probe. Is that the reason we do that?
Yes.
Because the temperature probe is actually extremely valuable and quite easily damaged.
Yes.
So we need to be quite careful with it.
Okay. Then we take the vessels out and unplug the temperature probe. We only can hold the metal part. Okay. The same. We take this out. Then we put the plastic for practicing. Okay. Then we put this metal piece that again and then cover it.
Deeping, thank you, that was wonderful. We should just talk a little bit about what happens inside the digester whilst the program is running. Now, you have these Teflon vessels, you've got your soil in there, you've got your aqua regia in there, and you're heating these up to maybe 180. Now, basic chemistry, the pressure inside those vessels will increase because gas is generated in there and obviously thermal expansion. When that pressure increases to a certain point, governed by the spring that being loaded in the top, the Teflon cover will move up and automatically vent that pressure. That's all fine, so it cools down, you take them out, but because of this venting, and even though the whole digester itself is vented, you could get droplets of aqua regia on the side, the inside of the digester. So the last thing you should do is to take some deionized or distilled water with some tissue and just wipe around with a wet tissue the inside of the digester. Thank you.
I cannot open it. Okay, the last thing is close the door, then we close the machine. Okay. Yeah. So we have the vessels here. Now the last thing is to disassemble the vessels and take the samples out. Okay, again, I will do this. The reference vessel first. Put the vessel inside and align first. Use the slow release button. Okay. We first use the slow release button until you hear the release pressure sound. Then you turn to the quick release button. Okay. Then we can take out the vessel. So push the vessels away from the knob. Okay. Then we take the dick and the spring. For this, right, use your one hand to hold the vessel and the other to push the vessel out. Okay. Now the samples are all inside. Okay. So for the regular one, it's the same. Just put a line first. Okay. Until you hear the release pressure, there will be a sound. After that, turn to the quick release button.
Okay, I've got a question for you. When you release that, is there any chance of pressure inside the vessel actually
Yes, it will.
squirting acid?
Yes, it will. It will to the side. That's why we need to put the hole right facing the open space. Otherwise, we destroy the vessel holder. Yeah.
So I guess that when people have taken their samples out, again, some tissue with deionized water just to wipe that off.
Yes, at the end of your experiment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, then this one is the same procedure. Take this out. Oh, this one is supposed to be a holder. Okay, then take this and then the ring for that. Okay.
So now your soil samples are digested. I'm not wearing gloves, but you will be. And your sample, your dissolved sample, will be in the container. Now, you need to quantitatively transfer that sample into a volumetric flask. And I refer you to the experimental script to know how to do that. But remember, this is still a strong acid. It's still aqua regia, so you need to have appropriate safety equipment. You need to have gloves. You don't need to be nervous, but you should do it in a fume cupboard, and you should be careful. Thank you, everybody, for your help on this. It's been wonderful, and I hope you guys in the audience enjoy it.